Hello friend, in today's class we are going to learn array in Java, the day 7. So first of all let us first define it, what is an array. So an array is like the contiguous memory location is called array. Actually an array is a plural so that we can simply read the variables and recognize that it is a collections of data. It is an object in Java that hold a fixed number of values of a single data types. Java array is a data structure in Java that can hold one or more values in a single variables. In array is declaring like a variable except that we are attaching the square bracket which can be used in two parts, either before the name of the variables or after the name of the variables. So this is the contiguous memory locations, say if I defined like in simple variables, say like int a b c. So in this kind of variables we will store only one value, okay, but in array we will store more than one values. That is why it is called the contiguous memory locations, okay, that is why it is called the contiguous memory locations. And the symbol of the array is this the square bracket here. You know that this is the method symbol and this is the array symbol, okay. This is the method symbol and the curly brace is the block symbol, okay. So there are also some symbols are there, so, like the symbol used in lambdas and the generic methods. So we will learn that later on, but let's consider only these three symbols here. So square bracket here, you see this, the square bracket actually it's denoting that it is an array. Now see Java array is start at 0, like say you would see this here, its array look like this. Say if this array the definition is say a. So now a is holding. So if I define this here, you see this the number of the total number of the indices is 0 to 8 here. So that means total number value will it will store 9 values here, okay, and 3 5 6 8 9 1 2 4 7 here. So here the it will always start the index from 0 here. You see the 0 1 2 3 4 5. So 0 indicate the first 0 indicate here the first elements of the array. So this is called the index and this is the value. And if I say that a of 0 here, that means a of 0 will contain here here contain 3 here. You see there's 3 values here. Now here that is 3 here. So that means this a0 or a1, so these are called the subscript variable, subscript subscript variables, okay. So this is called the subscript variables, and here the this is the array elements and this is the indices, and always start with 0, okay. You should remember this, whenever array start, it will start with a 0. Now some very important points are there here. So the first is the array is a homogeneous data structure that is stored elements of a similar data types. So that means if we created an array for integer, we will store only integer data. If we will create the string, then it will only store the string data. So that is why it is called the homogeneous, okay, is why it is called homogeneous. All the elements of an array, all the elements of an array share the same name, like we did here here, like say a, so it will share the same name here, okay. So each element of an array treated separately and stored in different memory locations. Each value stored in an array is known as an elements, and all elements are indexed. The first elements added by default 0, as I told you in the previous slides. So it will start from the 0 indexes, and that is the sixth element added gets an index number of 5. If the array is the six elements array, then the last elements index will be 5. Java checks the boundary array if the index goes beyond an exception. Beyond an exception will generate. Say if you define the array 6 elements, so if you now want to store in the 6th position, that means the array that we have defined, that it will store the 6 total number elements of 6. If you define that 7 elements, then it will throw an error in Java, but it is not in C or C++. Element of an array can be retrieved by their index numbers. So if say if the array is like here, if I stored here some value here, like say this is the array, so here 5, 6, 8, 9. So this is the index 0 here, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now if I want to access this value and say this is the array name is A, okay, and if I want to access the this A, this 8 here, so we can access with the help of this index. Okay, this is the index 2 here, this is the 2 index, so it will give me 8 here. Java array are objects with method. The array elements can be manipulated. Okay, Java arrays are objects with method. The element can be manipulated. So in Java, arrays are objects. Okay, and there are certain methods there. Yeah.
Sir, once repeat third point, sir. Fourth point. Exact value stored in the array. That one.
Yes, sir.
This one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Each value is stored in an array is known as an elements. These are the elements. You see, 5 is the element, 6, 8. These are the elements, and all elements are indexed. So these are the index 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and the first index, that is 0. I probably started with the 0. Okay.
Yes.
Now memory allocation in Java are dynamically by using the new operator. So when we create the operator with the help of when we create the Java array, so we will create the object with the new operator here. So so it is dynamic. Okay. Array can be multidimensional. Once the size of an array defined, it cannot grow it or shrink it at runtime. This is the disadvantage of the array. This is the most disadvantage of the array. This once you define that array contains a 10 value, we can't store the 11th value. Okay, that is the problem here. And if you do, then it will give an error there. So these are the some very important points are there, and you should remember all these points. Now declaring an array, how you will declare the array? So here declaring an array like this, int is a number. So here if I define here a integer number, or if say I define say double here, any data types, and then we will create say here say number here, and this will create the empty array here. The above statement just declare an array object, but it doesn't have any elements. An array is a null object. Okay, an array is a null object. That means it's nothing there. Now it must be instantiated using the following statements. So it will instantiate it with the help of this. You know that this will create the objects of the array here, and this is the operator which will create the array here. The array name is number, and the data type is int here, and how many numbers of the elements will be stored, that is 10 elements. So it will start 0 to 9. Okay, it will start 0 to 9. Now in Java, every object is instantiated using new keyword. Initializations of one dimensional array, we can define an array like this, say int array, and we can initialize like 5, 6, 1, 9, 3. So here 5 values are there. Okay, And like say we initialize normal value here, like say 10 is assigned to A here, and in the same manner the 56193 is assigned to the array, and this is the zero element here, this is the zero element, and this is the one the zero index here, and 1 2 3 4. Now if I want to access the here 9, so how can I access that? Air. So this is the array name here, the variable name here, air, and what is the index value here? 3. So if I'll give this 3 here, so we can access 9 over here. Okay, you can access the 9 over here. An array contain 5 elements in it. I just explain it. So this is how we can define the array. Okay, or we can initialize the array in one dimensional. So types of array in Java, there are two types of array: single dimension array and multi-dimension array. So single dimension array, it will store like this in an array in memory. Okay, and the double dimension array, it will store like this, rows and columns. So here it is 0 1 2 3 4, and here it is 0 0 0 1 0 2, and it is 1 0 1 1 1 2 2 0 2 1 and 2 2. This is the index number. Okay, if I want to access the value of this cell here, so I can access, say, if here it is defined like error, so it is 1 1. So if I'll give here 1 and 1, so whatever is stored in this memory locations, it will give me the value or the elements of this 1 1 positions. Okay, so this is the column here, this is the column here, and this is the row here, and the intersections
Sir, in
of
2-dimensional, sir,
yeah,
sir, in 2-dimensional, it contains two values or one only, sir? It considers as one value, sir.
it's a what I'm not understood your
You
question.
written, not sir, you written 1 1, sir.
It's 1 1,
It's a two value or
it's a
one
row
only?
and column, it's a row and column.
Okay.
This is first one
Okay.
is the row and second one is the column. The second, this is the first row and the first column. This is the first row, second column. This is the first row, zeroth column. Okay, it's not
Okay,
the
sir,
two
okay.
value, it's the index here. So here it is rows and columns. That's why it is a multi-dimensional or two-dimensional. Obviously, it is two-dimensional. You can create three-dimensional also. So that is why it is called the multi-dimensional. Now, how to access the elements of an array in Java? Say if I want to access here, say I have defined array here, say ar. I'll just initialize the value here, say 5, 10, 20, 40, 60, 100. Now if I want to access one elements, then we can access, say, if I want to access these element, okay, these elements. So see, we must see that the index number. Okay, so this is the index number 0 here, 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, so total number of elements is 6 elements. So the the fourth elements will contain the 60. So how can I print that? Okay, how can I print the elements here? So we can print here system dot out dot println. So we will write here ARR, this is the array name, and the index number here 4. So it will print me 60. Okay, it will print me 60. If I want to print 20, then you have to give here 2 here instead of 2, it is a 4 here. So that's why that is how we can access the value. So and we can access the value with the help of also loop here. So how can I run that loop here? If I want to see, if I want to print this here, so how can I print that? So it should be I equal to 0, because I told you that array will start from 0, always start from 0. Now here it is I, and less than here 0 1 2 3 4 5 here. So that means total number of the element is 6. So we can here give the 6 if you say, if you there are lots of data in that array and don't know how to and don't want to count that, so we can either you can directly put it here 6, or we can put it here like say the array name here, array dot length. Okay, so this will calculate the total array length here, and then I plus plus, and then system dot out dot println. So if I write here ar I, so it will print 5, and then the 10 here, then 20, then the next element is 40 here, then the next element is 60, and then the last element is 100. So this is in this way it will print out. Now I'm going to demonstrate all these in the Eclipse. Okay, let's see how we define the array, and how to access the elements of array, and we will do some programming there. Okay, the package here, and the package name I will create it as a Java day 7, Java day 7. So this will create the constructor here, Java J7 here. Now we will create one class over here. So let's see in the array example, and I will clear this public static void main. Now here I have created this. First I will uh, demonstrate you to initialize the array, and then after initialization, then I will display the elements of the array, and then we will add the elements of the array, or sum the array. So how can I do that? So let's int, I'll do this int say num. I'll just write this num here, and when you initialize the array here, so you have to use the curly brace. Okay, you have to use the curly brace here. So let's 10 comma 20 comma say 30 comma 40 comma 50 comma 60 comma 70. So this is my array. Okay, now here I think 7 elements are there. So and then one more variables we need here for looping here. So here just here, so int so I have created two variables. One is the array variables, and another is the I variable for the loop here. Now let's give one prompt here. Okay, and here display the array elements, array elements. Now say if I want a particular value here, so here the particular value, say if I want this value 40 here, and then you have to see that, so at what positions or at what index number it is situated here. So this is the 0th element, this is the 0 index, this is the 1, 2 and 3 here. So let's take one statement, system dot out println statements. Now I want to print 40 here. How can I print that? Num. So it is the index number here 0, 1, 2, 3 here. So just I'll put it here 3. I will put it here 3, and then run it here, and let's see the result here, whether the value is print or not. Yeah, now you see this, it is printed the 40 here. Okay, so whichever the value you want, you have to give the index number of that. If you want to access all the elements of the array, So you have to um, run the loop here. So I'll just use here for loop, and for loop I equal to 0, I less than, you can count it out like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So you can give here 7. Okay, don't put it here equal to 7, okay, otherwise it will give an error message. So just I will display that. Okay, just I'll just first I'll run it. Now here says out sys out control is space here, and I'll just print it in one line. Okay, so I'll just print it one line. Now num of I, okay, and then give one space over here so that it will not mix it up. Like now I'll create the so I run it. Okay, now here you see this this is the 40 here displaying for this syntax, and now the I am using here the for loop, so it can print the 10 20 30 40 50 60 70. Okay guys, now say suppose I want to add all the number here, or I want to manipulate the array here. So like say I'll just sum it up all the elements of the array. So how can I sum it up? So I can sum it up, say I need one more variables over here. So let's see, I'll create here sum here. Now sum equal to 0, I'll just put it here sum equal to 0, and if I want to put I want to sum it all, that is let's create another variable, another loop here. So I equal to 0 and I less than, say I can also use the one say I don't want to count the number of array here, so you can just put it here num dot length here. Okay, num dot length here. Now it is it will calculate the total total length of the array here and then I will this I plus plus, and now I'll just print it here sys out, and I'll just print it here not system dot out print ln, it says print here, and here num, sorry it is not here, I don't want to print here, I need a sum the elements. Okay, so sum, now sum plus, so the elements is we need here 0, then 1, num 1, then num 2, num 3, num 4, num 5, num 6. So how can I do that? So here I'll put it here num I. Okay, num I. Now you see that's num I. There is the error is gone here. Now I'll put it here. I'll just copy this and control V here. So I'll write here sum. So let's run it again. Now you will see, oh, it's in the same line here because I did here the print here. So let's I'll put it here slash n before it. Okay, slash n means it will print in next lines, and I'll give it also the sum here. Okay, sum equal to, then close the bracket here, close the double quotations. Now run it again. Now you'll see that sum is 280. So when you add these all numbers, it will give you that this is the result. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now here I have defined these variables as the array here, as the initialize. Okay, I initialize the value over here. Now I next in the next programs I want to I don't want to initialize, I just want to add a value, or I ask the user to input the value and do the something there. Okay, let's create another program over here, and this package here. So let's create another class, and here I'll yeah, array example 1. Okay, and then a public static void main here. Now here what I want here, that user will input the value, okay, into the array, and then it will print the value of the array here. So for entering the value we need a scanner class here. Okay, so first let's do this, define the scanner class here, and scanner class. So I'll just take this. So here the scanner imported here automatically. Now sc equal to new you, and then I'll write it here scanner, and then system dot in. Okay, and then semicolons. Now I have created the object of a scanner class for entering the value, and taking this scanner class contain the next int. Now I'll define the variable over here, int num. So how can I define the array here? So here I need to create the objects of array here. So num, now this is the sign square bracket here, then you put it here new keyword. Okay, then you put it the new keyword. So let's I'll create the new keyword, and then I'll write it here. So here say I want to input say 5 value here. Okay, so I want to input 5 value here, and the type of this array is int. Okay, the type of array is int, and it contain the 5 elements of array. Now I want to enter the value into it. So how can I enter? So let's print one prompt here. Okay, print one prompt here. So let's enter 5 elements. Okay, enter 5 elements. Now entering 5 elements, so we need one variables for the loop here. So I'll write it here int I here. Okay, for looping. In some books or some website you will see the some writer write like here int I here. Okay, I equal to 0, but I prefer to define the variable before starting the different before starting all these the syntax. Okay, so this is you can write this no, it will no harm, but if you define all the variables above that before starting your coding, then it will look very nice. It's a programmer to programmer, it depends. That is not, that is there is no rocket science here. Now I want the enter 5 elements, so just I'll I equal to 0 and I less than 5 here, and then I plus plus. How can I enter into the value here? So first of all I enter the value. So first of all here let's see, I have defined here, I have defined a variable here num, and this will create like this the empty pocket here. Okay, empty 5 pockets here. Okay, this is the 0 1 2 3 4 index. Okay, and you can, now I want to put some value here. Okay, here and here. So with that scanner here, so first of all I need the 0 position. So how can I do that? So here num of 0. Okay, num of 0, then we can say that next int. So it will input the value at 0 positions. Now if I want to enter here in this position, okay, then I have to write here num of 1 here. okay, num of 1, then sc dot next int. But in this way, one by one, if you do this or define like this, so it will create a problem here. So if 100 value if you want to enter, then it will create 100 lines, so it's very very difficult. So what you do here, you just create one loop here, I equal to 0 and I less than 5 here, and then I plus plus, and then you just write it here, a num of I, okay, num of I sc dot next int. So num of I ac dot next int. So you see here the first value of the I is 0. Okay, first value of I is 0, and then it will enter the elements here. Say I entered the elements here 5 here. So this is the 0 position that I have entered. Then I become 1 here. Okay, I plus plus. Then it is I 1 here. So num of I, that means num of 1 here, and then I will enter say value here, say 10 here. Okay, then it become 2 here, so it will enter say 30, say it will say here 40, say here it will enter 100 here. So here 5 value we can enter here. Let's see this in the program here. So like here num of I, num of I equal to sc dot next int. Okay, sc dot next int. Now here you see that now I have entered a value here. Okay, I have entered a value successfully, but I want to print it also. Okay, so for printing I need one loop again here. So let's I'll copy this the entire thing here, and I'll just change here display elements. Okay, display elements, and here how can I display that? So I will write here sys out. Okay, actually here okay, write it manually because it is something written there, that's why it will not taken here. Now system.out.println println, and then I'll do the bracket here, and then I'll close this bracket. Println, there is error here. Now here now you see this, the error is gone here. Now I what I did here, I just write here I equal to 0, I less than 5, and then I plus plus, and then the first value of 0 that I have entered here, I have entered here like 5, it will print 5, 10, so it will print like say it will print like 5, 10, 30, 40 and 100. Let's see. I'll enter the value here, I'll just run it again. So I'll enter the elements here, say I'll enter 6, 9, 8, 12, 23. So just I'll enter this, and you see this, the enter value I just entered, I have entered the 5 elements, and this will print the 5 elements. Okay, it's doing nothing, just is print the value. So this is the loop which will enter the value into the array, and this loop will print the value onto the screen here. There are 10 elements. Okay, 10 elements in an array. Okay, now all the elements are inputted by the users, and in between these 10 elements there are certain elements which are odd number. Okay, and there are certain elements which are even number. Okay, now I want to add these separately, odd number separately and even number separately. Say if there is 10 elements here, say I'll just write it here, the one array here, and here say 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Now say I have entered here 5, then 6, then 8, then say 9 here, then I enter 3, then 4, then say 10, then say 20, then say 15, then say 20 here. Now here the odd number is here, you see this is the odd number, this is another odd number, this is another odd number, this is another odd number. So the number which is not divisible by 2 is odd number, and the number which is divisible by 2 is the even number. So how can I do that? So I need how many variables here? Two variables for odd additions and that is even additions, and one variables we need for the for I, that is iterations here. Okay, but the odd numbers and even numbers. um, okay, so here there is a variables, and there is an array elements, there is an array variables. Okay, let's create the class there in Eclipse. So let's create another class here. So I'll name this class as even odd sum. Okay, and I'll put it the check mark here for that public static void mains, and then you do the finish here. And now I'll first define the scanner class. Okay, and now I'll define the scanner class here, and then the system dot in, then semicolon. Then I'll define the array here. So I need 10 elements here. Now int say num equal to new, and then int 10. So I have created the array here which contain the 10 elements, integer elements, okay, or integer value. Now I'll define the I here for the loop, and then even, and then odd sum. So it will sum the odd number and even numbers. And now I have to initialize this even equal to odd equal to 0. See, I can initialize even equal to 0, like see, like even equal to 0 and odd equal to 0 here. So here you see that, but instead of defining in two lines, if I do the same thing, even equal to odd equal to 0, so it will contain the the even equal to even equal to odd equal to 0. So here we define, we initialize even and odd variables as 0 here. So let's first we try to enter the value into the now here I have to give one prompt here. So here enter 10 elements, 10 elements in an array, in an array. So first of all I need to define it here for I equal to 0, and then I less than 10 here because 10 value is there, and then I plus plus, and let's see here. So what is the name of my array here? Num. So I'll do this num here, num of I equal to sc dot next int. xt dot next int here. So I did define this. Oh, it's a there is an error. Okay, now its error is gone here. So I have entered a 10 value here. After entering the 10 values, so I need to check one number by one number, that which number is even and which number is odd here. So I need one another loop here. So in this loop here, so we are going to sum even and odd number here. Okay, now here for I equal to 0 and I less than 10 and then I plus plus. Now we know that even number is nothing but the number which is divisible by 2. So let's take here if, so I'll do it if condition here. If num of I percentage 2 equal to 0. Yeah, you see this, if it is percentage equal to 0, if the number is divisible by 2, then that number is called the even number, you know that. So I'll add it here, even equal to even plus, so that particular number will add it here in even. If that number is not that number, then it will here in will goes to else here, and then it will be odd number here. Okay, odd equal to odd plus num of I. Okay, now I did this summations, sum of even numbers and sum of odd number over here. So after doing this, I need to print it out here. So let's print it out, this out, and here the sum even, then you write it here, the variable name of this that sum, and then sys out, and then sum odd equal to odd. So let's first run it, and then I'll explain in the PowerPoint slide there. So here just run it here. So I need to input 10 value here. So let's input 10 value here, say 2, 3, 5, 6, 4, say 12, 23, 14, and say 15. Say how many elements are there? Now it's remain, say 19. Now you see here sum even equal to 38, and sum of odd, that is even number, you see this the 2 here, and then this is the 6 here, and this is the 4 here, 12 the even number here, and then 14 is even. So it's all added here and it become 38, and the odd number is 3 here, and 23, 15 and 19. So it will add it. So here they say suppose these elements are there. So it will first here search it out. First here this what I do there, num of I percentage 2 equal to 0. Okay, so if I'll see this num of I equal to the 0, so it will add to the even plus the num of Y. Then here else odd, this is what I did there. Okay, it don't require these brackets. Now here say this is the first number is odd number, so it will not add here. So this is not satisfied here, so it will odd, it will add in the odd number. So odd number is here, it is 0 here, so 0 plus here number is odd here, it is added here 5 here. Now next number is 6 here, so 6 is divisible by 2 here, 6 is divisible, so it will add to the even number, 0 plus 6 here, now it becomes 6 here. Then the 8 is here, 8 is also even number, so 6 plus 8 is say here it's a 14. And then 9 is not an even number, so 9 will be added here, 5 plus 9 is here 14. And then the 3 is also even number, so here 14 plus 3 is 17 here. Then 4 is added over here, okay, 4 is added over here, 14 plus 4 is 18 here. And then here 10 is again added, 18 plus 10 is 28. And then 20 becomes the 48 here. And then the 15 is added over here, so 17 plus 15, the next value, this is the 15 here, it will be added here. So 16 plus 17 plus 17 plus 15, so the value is 32. And then the 20 is added here, so it will be I think 48 plus 20, that's 68. So 68 even numbers and 32 is odd number here printed here. So this is how we can print the sum of the even numbers and sum of the odd numbers.
Okay.
Now this is say array number 1 here, say array 1. Array 1 say contain a value here, say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and array 2 contain value, say 1, 2, 3, 4 and say 10. So now if I add this value into or merge the two array into a single array, so say this is the array 3 here, so what it will look like this. So here it is 5, it will first added the first array here into this array 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then it will add here 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 10. Okay, this is how it look like the array 3. So I want this two array to be merged into the third array. Okay, is that clear? Question is clear? Question is clear?
Yes, sir.
So what will I do here? So first of all I will just copy I will just transfer the value here I equal to 0. Then here it is the value is here ARR of 1 here. So this is the 0 position, it will enter the 0 position here. Okay, this is the 0 position, this is the 0 position, enter here. This is the one, let's change the color here. So 1 positions will add this 1 position, this is the 2, this is the 2, 3, 4. So this is the 3, 4. Now in the second array it will start again the 0 positions. Okay, so but in the final array, that is in the array 3, so we have entered the value till 4 here. So I have to enter the value of this array 2, the 0 positions, into this the here the 5th positions of the third array. So this is the 5th position, so here it will enter this value 0 and this will be the 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the index number of this array 2. Okay, so I need one variable here which count is the total here, the I0, I1, 2, 3, 4 and then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here that's it will the third this index area. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so let's do in the Eclipse. So let's define one class over here, and this class I'll just write here merge array, and I will check this publish static void main. So I will create 3 array here. Okay, I'll create 3 array. Array 1, I'll give this value here, say I'll just give this value here 5 comma 5 comma 4 comma 3 comma 2 comma 1. Okay, I'll just enter the value in reverse order, and then in the array 2 here int array 2. So I'll do here 6 comma 7 comma 8 comma 9 comma 0. So here or let's say I'll put it here 10 here. So this is the two array I have created. Okay, two array I have created here, and all two array 1 and array 2 is initialized. Now the third array I'll not initialize here. Third array I'll create the array object here. So arr 3, and I will do with this the new keyword, and then I will put it here 10 here, because two array value is here 5 plus 5 here. So in the third array the the index, obviously the elements 5 plus 5 will be 10, so you need to define here 10 here. Now I'll define the variable here int I. Okay, int I, and then I'll define one more variables here, that is say t variable. Okay, t equal to 0, which will define the third index. Okay, let's do it here. I'll merge first array. Okay, merge first array into the third array. Into the third array. So how can I do that? Is the first one is very simple here. Just I'll do it here I equal to 0, then I less than 5, then I plus plus. Okay, so what will I do here? Here just array of 0 positions, it will goes to the 0 positions of this array 3. So let's I have defined this t equal to 0. So what will I do here? Array 3 of t. So t contains 0 here. You see this t contains 0 here, and then equal to array of 1 of 0. Not 0 here, so it is, I'll put it here I. Okay, because this will take this first 0 position value to the t position, that is the 0 positions of the third array. Now I have to increment this t plus plus here, and then you increment the t plus plus. So it will 0, then it will become 0 here, and then the second, there's a second array, that means the index 1 here. Now it will incremented, and then t become 1 here. So this 1 4 here added into the array of third array, the second elements of the first array, and then the third element of the first, then fourth, then fifth, like this. Now in the here the second array, the merge second array into the third array. Okay, into the third array. Now here the tricks here. So here the tricks is that here you need is that I will the last value of I will be 5 here. So last value of I will be 5 here. So you come here, the fifth elements the fifth elements of the third array will be the first element or the 0th elements of the second array. Okay, so this is the fifth. You see this is the index number. So here the last value of I or the last value of t here will be 5 here. So it will start from I equal to here, I equal to 0, and then I less than 5, then I plus plus, and then array of, that is array third array of t. What is the last value here? Last value of t is 5 here, so it will start from 5. Okay, and index 5 here, and then the array second array of the first elements, that is the first element is these the 0 here, the 0th index here. So I is 0, and then it will store to the fifth of array 3. Okay, now I will print the final array. So final array will be the 10th array. So let's print it out. So I'll message one here, sys out, and display the third array. So let's define it here for I equal to 0 and I less than 10 here, and then I plus plus, because the third array will contain the 10 elements. Now here print it here, sys out, and I'll here write it here, not println here, print here, and the array of 3 of I. This is the third array. So we have now I will also print the first array and the second array value also. So let's print all these value here. So I'll write it here, first array, and then I will do it here 1, and first array contain 5 elements, so you should put it here 5 here, and then again this is the second array, and this will also for 5 value, contain 5 value, and you need to give here 2 here. Now I have here giving the print here. So before that, for printing the second array, you just write one dummy print ln. Okay, so it will just come it will just print one line here, no, blank line here. I'll do this here. Now let's run it. Now you see this is the first element, this is the second array element, this is the third array elements. I think there is a problem here. So what is the problem here? Actually I didn't do this here t plus plus. Okay, so that's there is a problem here. So I have to put it here t plus plus. Now let's put it here one space here, because here you see this no space here. So I'll concatenate one space here, and I'll do the same here. So now here now here I'll put it here space here one. Now again I run it. Okay, now here I have printed here this is the first array elements. You see the 5 4 3 2 1. This is the second array elements 6 7 8 9 10, and the final element is the 5 6 5 4 3 2 1 here, 5 4 3 2 1 and the second array element is 6 7 8 9 10 here. So this is how you can merge the two array into a single array. In this class we have learned the array in Java single dimension. In the next class we are going to learn sorting techniques. That we are going to learn two sorting techniques. One is bubble sort and another is selection sort, and also we will learn to searching techniques. One is linear and another is binary search. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like